Well, good morning, everybody. Happy Sacred Soul Sunday. We had a little soul talk at the end of our session today after we dive into the loving presence within us and around us and everywhere. And we say so many times, we remind ourselves so many times that everything we need and want is already within us, that the divine presence that we're seeking and all the things we do in the world, we still have one supreme calling, and that is it's already with us. It's within us. And I just love that idea rather than thinking that we have to, go even when people have step practices, when they have one do one thing, then they do the next, and they do the next. Wonderful. But what's more important is that God watches the heart. Spirit watches the heart. He watches our heart. He watches that intention that we have in our heart, the motive of our heart. That's all he's interested in, and she's interested in. This is why are we doing anything at all? Where's our heart at? And I just think it's so beautiful that each of you come on here with such an open heart, such a loving heart, such a, wanting to to feel more love in that heart, love and peace, I would say, like the two fingers, love and peace. And so today I want to start us off with just a little reading that says this. This is really just a short little reading. I want to get us started on this. I think you all probably will agree with this. This says the world now is too dangerous and too beautiful for anything but love. Hmm. Our world today is too dangerous and too beautiful for anything but love. Good way to put it, huh? We may not get to choose what is happening around us, but we always get to choose how we respond. And that's why I namaste to all of you today. That namaste is precious to to let my heart merge with your hearts, my soul to be talking with your soul right now, communicating with your soul. And I namaste that beautiful soul of each of you right now. So we can respond. We have the free will to respond. Now more than ever, we must arise from consciousness that demonstrates the desired outcome we seek. More than ever, we must arise from the consciousness that demonstrates the desired outcome we seek. See, that's another beautiful thing. We're not seeking an outcome. Again, this is just about remembrance and opening up and how much we can surrender and let go and get out of the way of the way. As I talked to someone yesterday in depth about that, getting out of her own way. So forget the desired outcome. This is a great little line. We must be it in order to see it. We must be it in order to see it. If I really want to see you as a soul brother and a soul sister and as an awakening being, and underneath the physical form there's this inner beautiful body of light, and underneath that there's a beautiful body of pure consciousness, just pure consciousness. There's no body there. It's just the consciousness. And then underneath all that there's pure spirit. So if we can just see through the disguises, this is what being it means at one level. If we can see through each of our disguises and know that you are and I are each divinity in the flesh, then we can see, truly see each other. And that requires, there's a little requirement here. That requires the eyes of a saint and the heart of a warrior. Yeah. I was going to ask you all after yesterday's stream, those who made it, did you use your lightsaber at all yesterday? What a gift we got from Archangel Michael. And do you remember what he wanted us to use it for? He wanted us to slash away the chains. And these are three big things: fear, doubt, and despair. That's why he gave it to us, because those are the three biggies: fear, doubt, and despair. There's a story of a certain older devil that was teaching a younger devil the ways of the trade, and went through the devil's workshop, the older devil's workshop, and the younger devil saw a anvil that was kind of really polished out, and he wanted it, and he held the senior devil, "I want that." And the senior devil says, "No way." He says, "Why?" The senior devil says, "Because that's my favorite tool." The younger devil said, "Well, what do you mean?" "It is the anvil of despair, and I use it all the time, and it always works." So I hope you have your laser beam on you now. Full time, full time, full time. Let's close our eyes, everybody. I bring these things up that we're following the gingerbread crumbs from one stream to another, from one meditation to another, all leading us to something that I know that Source wants in each of our hearts to feel, to embrace, to love, and to experience. So there's definitely a divine design behind every word that is presented here, and every concept or every aspect of truth that we kind of, I call them truth nibbles, that we kind of put out there, the little crumbs that you can nibble on if you so desire. But it is leading us, it's leading us on. And so I want to take us into a guided visualization on where we have been in the last couple of weeks with the full eclipse, the half eclipse, and all the energetics. Now they're saying there's a lot of extra solar flares coming down our way, but it beneficially to bring us that light within us so we can spread more light in the world. But anyway, I just want to bring us up to date. I talked with one of you recently, and she said this. She said, "These meditations to me are energetic updates." They're energetic updates. So let's do a few breaths together and get ready to feel what today's update is for each of us. Might be different for all of us, but the message is going to have a vibration that will relate to your soul. I promise you that. If you're open to that, if you're ready for that. So let's inhale and receive a big breath as if we're breathing the freshest air on the planet right now. Bring it up, bring it up, bring it up. Hold it for a little longer at the top and exhale, sigh it out. And don't be shy to sigh it out and let go, my dears. Let go of everything that you think is going to happen in your life today on Sunday. I know you have some plans. Inhale, let's go, bring it up. Let's bring up this life force. That blue light of Archangel Michael was pure life force. The blue light. Exhale, empty out, sigh. Let go. Come on. There's no need to think about anything ever. Inhale, lift up. Lift up, Lord. Lift us up, Lord. We just want to see you. We just want to be with you. Exhale, let it go. We let go of all our ideas, all of ideas. There's just one idea we have, and that is you, beloved. You, beloved. Let's go one more time, everybody. Inhale. Squeeze the body at the top. Fists are clenched, the feet are squeezed, all the muscles squeeze, 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 squeeze. Exhale. Let it go and let it be. What if you just sat in the stillness now? Quieted your mind and just sat in the stillness, wanting nothing, just observing, just feeling. Just start your loving, baby. Just get that heart going. Think of something that can get your heart going right now. Maybe it's your pet that you have sitting on your lap or on your next to you right now, or a loved one, a granddaughter, a daughter, a son, or something wonderful. So warm up your heart to get it going, to spark it. And if nothing else, will it. Will to love. Your will is the switch that controls this whole universe. So powerful it is. And make a little intention for yourself. If you were to ask and you got one wish that God will give you right now, fulfill for you right now, go ahead and ask for that. And do not doubt that you're going to receive that wish. Now that you know that God responds to your sincerest prayers, your pure heart, just with a pure motive, that humble spirit, now you know that ask and you shall receive, knock and the door will open for you, my dears. So here's what's been happening for us, and here's what we get to look on for today. We have slowly emerged, the light workers say, from the eclipse corridor energy vortex. The celestial landscape is transforming, ushering in a new path of spiritual growth and heart centered living. I just want you to take in those words. I know it might be a lot of words, right? But listen with your intuition. Listen and feel. What does this mean for you? Always ask, what does this mean for me? Not for the group, me. A new path. What is a new path of spiritual growth? What does that feel like for you right now? And heart centered living. Maybe you can promise your heart that you're never going to abandon it again. Maybe. A new path for you of spiritual growth and heart centered living. This is today's energetic truth or update for us. The eclipse corridor has left an indelible mark on our individual and collective psyche, pushing us to confront our deepest fears, insecurities, and limitations. Fears, limitations, and insecurities. If any of those come to the surface for you right now, put them in the heart. The fire of love will take care of it. I promise you. Just put them in the heart fire. But you have to keep it kindling at least. You have to keep loving. This world is much too dangerous and too beautiful for us to have any other motive but to love. Let those limitations burn in the heat of your love. Now that you have taken care of the fears and insecurities and limitations, but maybe not. Maybe you don't feel like you took care of them. Maybe there was a doubt in here when we mentioned those three fears, limitations, and insecurities. Bring out your laser, your lightsaber, and slash it into the ethers. Slash them. You are a warrior. You're a saint and you're a warrior. And visualize now that you're free from those fears, insecurities, and limitations. Just a free bird. I'd love to see my doodles run off without a leash on. So free, so happy. Can you just run off from this world? Get off, jump off, and just feel free for a moment. And visualize that you are stepping out of that corridor, that vortex that brought up all those weaknesses and fears and insecurities. You're stepping out of that now and feel a sense of relief washing over you. Stepping out of that corridor of those eclipses and feel a sense of relief washing over you. Relax. Let go. Give your life back to spirit. Simple. Really simple. Give it back as you relax. Feel a gentle breeze on a summer's day. Feel a gentle breeze like on a summer's day. Feel renewed. Feel reborn, even as if those eclipses did indeed transform us. With new, intense energies. What if? What if this is true, my dears? Feel renewed, reborn, brand new you on a brand new day, a brand new awareness, and a brand new passion to play your part perfectly. Feel that this energetic dust from that vortex is settling, and you are seeing the world with fresh eyes. You're seeing your husband, your wife, your children, everything with fresh eyes. Eyes of love, eyes of empathy, eyes of compassion. And a perspective you never enjoyed before, with a perspective you never experienced before, shifted by these experiences of the last 2 weeks. Some of you might be thinking, I haven't had any of these experiences. Yeah, because you weren't looking for them. Your mind just went off. It heard the words, but they didn't have any meaning. Everything must have meaning now, my friends. A deep spiritual meaning. So the mundane becomes spiritual, becomes spiritualized, sacred. And now here are the new energies coming at us. Let them absorb in. Let's don't take anything for granted. If you are here today, if you come here regularly and you feel safe here, let's make hay of every little moment. It's designed and delivered, signed, sealed, and delivered by God into our hearts and souls. A mystical planet, Neptune, is making today its way into the sign of Aries, bringing with it a profound wave of spiritual awareness. Let your heart feel this. A profound wave of spiritual awareness. Neptune is a mystical planet and it's pouring into your cells right now, your DNA and your aura. A profound wave of spiritual awareness. Wow. Awareness is pure consciousness of God that dwells within you eternally. Awareness is the pillar of yoga. So feel that awareness. It's simple. Just be aware that this profound wave is helping you be super aware of your divinity, super aware that God is in you today, every second of today, every detail of today. In whatever you do, love is with you. Love is with you. Ah, hold that awareness. Neptune's presence in Aries sparks a deeper connection. Let your cells and atoms imbibe this now. What is this deeper connection going to be? It sparks a deeper connection to our spiritual nature that will guide us, will guide you to listen to your intuition and inner wisdom. Your inner wisdom, your gut, that which feels right for you, that which gives you the sense of you're invulnerable to what's happening around you. You know your mission, and nothing is going to stop you. Neptune is also sparking our hearts. Neptune in Aries is also sparking our hearts. They're expanding. Let's expand them right now. See, this happens in the moment, my dears. You hear the truth and you apply the truth immediately. Let's expand our hearts. Bang. Let's expand them. You're an all powerful being. What you say from your soul and heart and intuition will manifest immediately. So let's expand our hearts. And they are filled with compassion, filled with compassion. Filled with empathy, filled with empathy. Think of someone that comes into your heart right now that you can pour this empathy and compassion into. Maybe it's yourself. All these energies are now merging with our own individual energy. All these new energetic updates are merging now into every cell of your being. And use your intuition and feel more creative. Feel more creative, inspired, and innovative in this new energy. Creative, inspired, innovative in these new energies. Your intuitive imagination is ignited as you create now in a way today. In your own way, my dears. New inspirations coming to you today and innovations ignited by your imagination. And in that imagination, you are dreaming up new possibilities. My dear, every day is a different day. Every hour is a different hour, and every moment is a different moment from the one prior. With your creative abilities now, and imagination and intuition, dream up some new possibilities for you. Do you understand why I take the time every day to send you these replays? I don't do it just to do it. I do it Perchance you might re-listen to these things before you go to bed at night, or so your subconscious can be trained, so that you can really, really grok the power of the present moment, the power of now, the power of today. New possibilities, my dears, new ways of being, and new ways of living. Ever new, ever new, ever new is every moment. Ever new joy is God. Our lives should mimic God now in every way we can create. The world is our canvas, and we are the artists, painting a picture of hope, love, and unity. The collective energies are shifting too. And as we navigate this celestial landscape, we are witnessing a global awakening after the eclipse corridor, where more and more individuals are seeking spiritual growth and higher consciousness. Lightsabers out, slash away any doubts on that. Oh, you'll have doubts if you watch the news. That's why you have the lightsaber. We are recognizing that we are all connected more than ever, that our individual actions have a ripple effect on the world around us. Mm. As we move forward, the Neptune Aries axis is calling us to take personal responsibility for our actions, emotions, and thoughts. Personal responsibility, which is we do not react anymore. We witness. We are recognizing that we have the power to create the world we want to live in. And when we join our powers together, this manifestation can happen a lot quicker. And create a world together that's heart-centered, compassionate, and just. Let all this reform you this morning, regenerate you this morning, renew you this morning, put a whole new perspective on the way you're going about this Sunday. All these truth nibbles that you may have absorbed into you this morning are active right now. You might say, well, what do I do now? Nothing. You just love. spend these last couple moments loving our hearts out with all your will, with all your life force, with all your trust, with all your faith, with all your joy, with all your unselfishness, with all the qualities of a soul warrior and an ambassador of the Spirit and a light worker for the new earth. Let's call on Archangel Michael again. I think he's a friend of ours, as are all the archangels and angels and guides and avatars, holy ones, Heavenly Father, Mother God, our immortal souls. We are not alone. Let's feel them with us. Let them do through us. It is God who pulls this off, not us, my dears. This is the spirit that we are born with. That is our true birthright, our true divine heritage that will take over from here. Just surrender. Just surrender. Get your armor out and show up. And we thank you that this is so. Always has it been so. And always shall it be. Amen. Yesterday, I joined a friend of mine from Soul of Yoga, used to come to all my stuff. She has a little community in St. Augustine, Florida. She asked me, could you say something? Can you come and give a little inspiration to us? And I did that. It was a couple hours I was with that group. Felt like us, felt exactly like us. And we both had the idea afterwards. She might be someone who would come on and lead a meditation. She's a beautiful, beautiful being, goddess being. She might, be able to lead some meditations here. But we thought of joining communities, and already we're part of, the Lightworks spiritual community. That's 3 communities. Already we could just do a Zoom and have 3 communities on here. What do you think our power would do then? Our group power, our group love, our group heroism. Do then, if we even just put 3 communities together and we all came online and we all loved like crazy. That's our only purpose, is to love. Love the way, what did Michael say yesterday? Archangel Michael, on the last thing we said, love the way that God loves you. Love each other the same way. That's really a top-notch one, not priority for us, my friends. We're not here to listen to people's stories and worry about our world and just go on and on and on and just keep, like a broken record, the same worries, the same fears, the same phobias and all that. We came here to just, that's it. That's it. We're done. We're done. And this probably been planned for incarnations by the holy ones. That's how slow it is to change ourselves from human to divine. It's a long haul. What did the Beatles say? It's a long and windy road. And could it be? Could it be? I'm asking you, and you can ask your heart right now. Could it be that this is the time that our souls, when we went over to the other side, and we're in higher vibrations and we could talk to God directly one-on-one and our higher selves and all that, and we agreed on everything on that other side, but God says, I know, but this is a very difficult planet to be on. You're going to probably forget most of the time. We go, oh, no, I'll get it this next time. But what if this next time is now and we're getting it? You ever thought of that? And this programming of our minds, rewiring the minds, they say, it's so true. But I think there's something in how we as a group are creating something that maybe hasn't really been practiced quite like the way we're going to practice. I don't know what we're going to do from day to day. I just feel it and I just trust it. And I know that if it feels right in my heart, go. Dude, don't think it's tomorrow that you have to do it now. But what if though? We did that what if. Some of these streams are so worth going back to listen to. If we ever got a newcomer, we could say, go back to number one on this YouTube channel of mine where I have all these meditations and follow it like the yellow brick road. Start with number one, go to number two, because that trail would lead you to where the consciousness of this group is today. Some of you don't have to go back to number one because you are what they used to say in my day, hep. You're really hep. Or hip? Hep? You're really hip, man. Oh, how about cool? How about cool beans? When was the last time you said cool beans? Did you ever say cool beans? Oh, come on. That was pretty big where I came from. Cool beans. Yeah, I thought Florida had it. I thought some of the states had it, but anyway. Yeah. So I have something to share with you if this is a soul talk. Well, I'm kind of talking, so it's a soul talk. If I took an indigenous name, I always kid about this. If I took an indigenous name, you know what my name would be? Bald Head Talking Heart. Huh? Wouldn't that be a good indigenous name for me? Bald Head Talking Heart? Chief Bald Head Talking Heart? Yeah. So, but I have a beautiful thing that I could share with you for the rest of this soul talk. In fact, I think I will, but it will be kind of like, an open eye meditation for all of you. We'll try to maybe, we could even make it this interactive if you want to. Your desire is my command, so to speak. And so it's called twin flame, twin flames. I call someone like each of you here, I call soul friend, soul friend. You know what Yogananda called someone who you recognize, and you go, wow, I know you. You have that instant recognition that you know somebody. Well, that's pretty much probably what we have all known each other probably before. That's why we just gravitated towards each other. we just got magnetized towards each other, and here we are at the apex of the most important life we've ever had. Yeah, I would say we've all known each other before. So Yogananda calls them soul star friends. He calls them soul stars. So that's that I call you SFFs, soul friends forever. SFF, soul friends forever. Yogananda calls soul star. He says when you meet those souls that are really in resonance with you and you go, "Oh, I know you." And they say, "Oh, I know you." Right? That it's your duty to continue the friendship and develop it into a divine friendship. And he says, keep on looking for your soul star friends and be a collector of soul star friends. And then Yogananda, that soul is he's so amazing to me anyway. Really 100%. There's never been anything I read, and it's been 55 years or whatever, that I didn't agree with. There's nothing I ever thought, oh, that's not right. It's just the way that we resonate together, me and that soul, Yogananda. But you know what he said? He said, collect soul star friends until you have a galaxy of them, a galaxy of stars, of soul stars. Yeah. And and then he said the most beautiful thing. This was in lesson 4 of the old SRF lessons. And now they've redone the lessons. But it was lesson number 4. I remember I was up in Santa Barbara, sophomore in college. They just burned the Bank of America down. We had martial law, and I'm going, what the heck is wrong with this picture? But I started the SRF lessons then. I was 19, and I couldn't wait for them to come to this little town called Isla Vista. I went to a party school in a party town, and I got all my partying out my first year. Then I found Yogananda, and it changed immediately. But anyway, I waited for those lessons to come in the mail. I went every day, tried to find the lesson before it got there. And uh, and then when this lesson 4 came and it talked about divine friendship, I just cried. I just cried because it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It was lesson number 4. I just got started in SRF. And do you know that my first when I got the first lesson, and Yogananda gave some really simple meditation practices. I sat down and I just went. I went. I've never gone that deep before, since I went away. I went away into the higher realms with my guru. And I go, oh my God, this is it. This is it. And I had a bunch of surfer, really good friends of mine, but we weren't necessarily had good habits. We were partiers. And they were throwing a party just down the street from me. And I remember getting up from that meditation. I was so excited to go tell them, oh my God, guys, we don't have to do this stuff anymore. You know how you are when you first get excited about spiritual path and you want to tell everybody about it. And then you realize they don't want to hear it. So I went down. They were pretty high when I got there. I said, guys, you gotta listen to me. You gotta listen to me. I think we have something that's better than everything we're doing. They just looked at me and they just, this kind of, yeah, man, yeah, what is it? And I tried to describe it, and they immediately just weren't interested at all. But that's one way, that you start to change your friends. You change yourself, and then automatically your friends are going to change, because if they have the same vibe, if they have a spiritual quest in their cards, in their dharma, everything's fine. But if not, nobody wants to be around people who are changing themselves, right? Because we have what? Mortal desires. Mortal desires, man. They're our enemy. As a guru of Yogananda says, yeah, desire, my great enemy, is surrounding me, Lord, is giving me lots of trouble. But that enemy I will deceive, remaining in my castle of peace, night and day in my castle of peace, night and day in thy joy, O Lord. Yeah, that enemy. And then the Buddha, what did he do? He meditated 7 years. underneath the Bodhi Gai tree. He just sat there searching. He after many months and years of trying everything that you do as a sadhu or a monk, and fasting and all that stuff, got really thin, almost died, starved himself to death, and all these things. And he realized that ain't it. You got to be healthy to do this stuff. So he went under a tree and sat there and he said, "Beneath the banyan bough, on sacred seat I vow, until life's mysteries I solve, until I obtain the priceless Lord. Though bones and fleeting flesh dissolve, I'll leave this posture nevermore." Yeah, that's a soul too. And so, but he came out of his samadhi after 7 years, awakened. They asked him, "Are you a god or a man?" He said, "I'm awake. I'm awake." And then he gave us the Four Noble Truths. First noble truth: all life is suffering. Can you imagine if there would have been, social media back in those days when he came out of 7 years of meditating under a tree? That'd be a story. Wouldn't you like to be there, filming his coming out of that samadhi, that meditation after 7 years, and then wondering what he's going to say? Well, he said, all life is suffering. What? All life is suffering. Why? Noble truth number two: because you're desiring things outside of who you really are. You're desiring the things of the world. That's why they're suffering. And then the third noble truth is, if you stop the desires, the suffering will disappear. And I have what I call, what he said is, I have an eightfold path. He has an eightfold path, and the yogis have the eightfold path. It's funny how they have 8 steps to their paths. And his path is called the middle way. The yogis, like Yogananda's path for the yogis, it's the royal highway to the royal highway of yoga. Yeah. So I'm saying all this because as we connect on a spiritual level together in this tribe and practice these things like we've been practicing in these meditations, we're applying immediately. Did you feel that today? We applied the truth when we heard it. That's the name of the game. Applying the truth when you hear it, and use your imagination. It opens up our intuition, and we just go, yes, that's right. If it feels right for you, it feels right. And you apply it, you visualize it. You feel like your heart is getting bigger and bigger and more powerful, so you can just put your love into it. So you don't even have to think about it. What does this mean? You just put your love into it, right? And so we have that opportunity. That's why Ashley and I are going to start on Tuesday night. So mark your time, or save the date, 7 p.m. I guess my time, Eastern, 4 p.m. your time. Yeah. And we're going to have little breakout groups and just kind of just keep going. And how it unfolds there, we don't know yet exactly, although we had a great workshop with some of you, so we know something. But God's going to be in charge of this. The little breadcrumbs that He's putting in front of our spiritual appetites, and if we just follow them, but really, really see if you can, if it's time for you, if you can mark Tuesdays and Thursdays. For now, we have these kind of coming together as a brotherhood and sisterhood, right? To really, really see each other, to really get to know each other, and to realize, oh my God, this is what my soul is seeking, is kind of a collective energy that just takes me out of my crap, takes me out of my all my stuff that's still hanging on me, because the energy is so beautiful when we all come together. So I want to read you something. Does anyone have any questions? We can take questions. But we'll be able to do that on these Tuesday night soul shops. Ashley called them soul shops. And we'll be able to, that's why we come together and we break out and we'll be with a couple people in the little breakout rooms. It's so sweet. And we'll share our light, right? That's why we call it Namaste live, active, in action. Namaste in action. I bow to you. I see the light in you in action. We'll be able to do that live with each other, right? So, but I want to maybe just give you a little inkling because I saw this and yeah, you think of twin flame and you think, oh, I'm going to find my soulmate. Yogananda said, you know what? It's more like a cellmate if you're not careful instead of a soulmate because we don't have the consciousness to realize it's not about a physical relationship as much as it is a spiritual union. And that's what this thing that I'm going to read to you now is all about. It's like the spiritual friendship that we are going to really focus on in this community. And it's sweet. It's sweet. I read it right away. The way that I read these things and come in, I just transfer the things that might lead to not misunderstanding or not a pure approach to it, and I just delete it and then create my own my own little words to it. But this one doesn't need e-leading. Called the Beyond the Veil Spiritual Awakening. That's the name of this group. The sacred fire that refines us, the alchemy of the twin flame journey. So we can say this is the alchemy of the sacred soul tribe journey, something like that. And the sacred fire that refines us, the alchemy of the sacred soul community. The twin flame journey isn't about fixing ourselves or changing some idea of perfection. It's about remembering who we are beneath the stories, the wounds, and the masks we wore to survive. Remember, I keep telling you guys, I keep throwing in this thing that we are our brothers and sisters keepers in the highest sense. That's the way to go about it. We are each other's keepers in the highest sense, not to rule over, not to, have any lesser motive than the highest, purest, soul star friend. This is a soul star friend that is my twin flame. And guess what? We're all in the oneness together. So every being on this planet is our twin flame. The twin flame journey isn't about fixing or changing some idea of perfection. It's about remembering who we are beneath the stories, the wounds, and the masks we've worn to survive. It's about stepping into a love so honest. Tell me now, maybe your heart's going to yearn for this. Maybe your heart's going to go, God, that's in those words, that's what I'm looking for. Even if you're married, it's not, you know what marriage is for? It's lesson 101 in learning how to be unselfish, Yogananda says. That's what marriage is for. Lesson 101 in learning how to be unselfish so that you can now go out and love everybody like you do your husband or wife and your children. Right? Just lesson 101. It's about stepping into a love so honest, so raw, that it holds every part of us, the light and the shadow. Every part of us, the light and the shadow, with the same sacred embrace. So just, how about a big sacred embrace on yourselves right now? Where that side of you that you go, God, I always get so depressed when I think of that. I still do that. Or I still think that way, right? We just feel it's a sacred embrace, the light and the shadows. Starting with us, see if we can master ourselves, right? We're going to discover the greatest master, ourselves. In this lifetime, my friends. But anyway, just the sacred embrace, the good and the bad. The sacred embrace. So we always start these things with ourselves, not waiting for the other person to even be interested in it, right? We start with ourselves. So we hold every part of us, the light and the shadow, with the same sacred embrace. When we meet our twin, and we have met our twins right here. When we have met our twin, we're not just meeting another person, we're meeting ourselves. Oh, now we're going to talk about that everybody, every other human is a mirror of ourselves. Oh, wow. I mean, after that embrace you gave yourself, now do you want to go out and minimize yourself and say you're such a stupid person or whatever? If you feel that way for someone else, that's what it's like. If we're negative about someone else, it's coming right back to us. It has nothing to do with them. All right. So when we meet our twin, we're just not meeting another person. So when you meet in these breakout rooms coming up here, my dears, that's just not a person, okay? We're meeting ourselves. Like I'm looking at Todd right now. That's Todd. That's me. That's me and you, brother. Whatever I think of you, it's me. It's me. That's projecting that. And Lynn and Joe and Ashley, Jennifer, Sarah, who's on the line right now. It's me. It's me, the shining me, not the old frumpy me, human me, but the divine me. You are the divine me. That's why Rumi said once, he said, you know, I don't care if you guys go and do your own thing and do all the stuff you want to do, but one day you're going to come back to me. One day you're going to come back to me, Rumi says, because he's shining, right? One day we're all going to come back to that shining self of ours. So every unhealed wound, every hidden fear, every piece of us we've tucked away comes rising to the surface, right? But here in this connection, nothing is rejected. Nothing is too much. Everything is seen. Everything is held. You know, that's the greatest thing we can do, really, when someone is really, really down and out, is to just hold the space for them. Like you're holding them, like you're holding them in your arms. In some workshops in the old days, I used to have pillows, and we would, at some point when we were, talking about friendship or talking about connecting to each other, we'd put the pillow on us and just have the other person come, and we'd be putting our hands around the pillow, not them. It was pretty amazing stuff, man. The people that could relax into that, some of them would just be crying. I went and did a yoga therapy training once when I came out of the ashram. Yoga therapy. I mean, yoga therapy. And I didn't know that I had so many stuffed up things from 25 years as a monk. I didn't know. But I went there one day and they had me in a pose where uh, you're laying on your side and they have a hand on your shoulder and the hand on your hip and they're just pressing down lightly. Oh my God. It just was waterworks for about 2 hours. Just that little touch that someone gave me was enough to just put me all that stuff that I was holding in, whatever it was. I just cried it out. And it was around lunchtime, and everyone went to lunch, and I just stayed there. I couldn't stop crying. I just purged it. I just purged it right there. And that's kind of what we're talking about. That these things that we have still buried in, the light in you and the light in me, can be a holder, can be a holder when we come into those breakout rooms. When we just hold a space that whatever the person's saying, whatever we're doing, whatever we're talking about, that we are just willing to love them. It's the same things, that energy that can heal us. And I think that's what they're saying here. The connection, nothing is rejected, nothing is too much, everything is seen, everything is held. It's a mirror to have a soul friend, soul star friend, divine friend, It's a mirror that reflects not only our beauty, but also the fractures of our soul, the parts still longing to be understood, accepted, and loved. Oh my God. God, the fractures in our soul. What are the fractures of our soul? It's the parts still longing to be understood, accepted, and loved. Would anyone say you don't want to be understood, appreciated, understood, accepted, and loved here? How many would say, I need that? Yeah. I think all humans would if they hadn't, unless they're completely ignorant and completely off on the desire trip and power trip and all that stuff. I think most humans would probably say, yes, that's it. And as those shadows rise, this love doesn't turn away. God, I just felt like Obama when I said that. Man, I'm getting channeled. I'm getting channeled. Wow. Yeah, as those shadows rise, the love doesn't turn away. It invites them in. An invite. We're sending you an invite Tuesdays and Thursdays for now. And you're already on our daily meditation. And then our retreats, whatever is offered here. I'm seeing this always putting it, if we can, top priority in our calendars. For these reasons, my dears, for these reasons that you're hearing as you come to these meditations and start to feel and wake up like the rest of us on this planet who are doing the light work, it invites them in. It allows us to soften, to release, to bring what was hidden into the light. We better bring some handkerchiefs to ask people to put in our little write-up, Ashley, that they bring some hankies to our Tuesdays and Thursdays. bring some tissues, because all your issues are going to go away. So bring your tissues to get rid of your issues when you cry out. The release to soften, to release our issues, to bring what was hidden into the light until the walls we built to protect ourselves begin to crumble. Wow. Together, together, to get her, the cosmic divine feminine, to get her. Together, we unravel layer by layer, revealing the truth beneath the illusion. And as we do, something ancient stirs within us, the divine balance of masculine and feminine, action and stillness. Oh, these are beautiful words. The divine balance of masculine and feminine, action and stillness, strength and surrender begins to restore itself. We begin to restore ourselves just through this love. We become more of who we truly are, free from the weight of who we thought we had to be. The journey isn't always easy. The mirror shows us everything, especially the truths we try to avoid. But in this love, my dears, we are safe to fall apart. Sometimes, in the ashram, I can't tell you how many times I fell apart. Completely. And cried and cried. Waterworks came there too many, many times. That kind of cry. Have you had a cry lately? One where that can't stop crying and you don't know where it's coming for or why. And all of a sudden you're just crying. And I think it's because we're finally finding parts of ourself, the real self. And it's just the tears just naturally come. And so it's okay to fall apart, safe to face what we couldn't face alone, safe to let the pain rise, not to consume us, but to free us. We just have a little bit more here, my dears. And through it all, love remains unwavering, holding us when we feel unworthy. Put the pillows on if we had a retreat someday and we're live together. Put the pillows on. Hug the soul. Hug the soul. Holding us when we feel unworthy. Reminding us that we are not broken, that every piece of us, no matter how raw or messy, is worthy of love. This is the training, train tirelessly to defeat the enemy within you and to discover the master, the greatest master, you. This is the training right here, my dears. Can you imagine people taking up a training like this from these words and joining together and putting them into practice? Our world would be a different world, wouldn't it? But anyway, and through it all, love remains unwavering, holding us when we feel unworthy, reminding us that we are not broken, that every piece of us, no matter how raw or messy, is worthy of love. This isn't a love that cages us. It's a love that liberates us. And in that freedom, we remember the truth. We were never incomplete. Through all our relationships, through all our broken hearts, through all our births and deaths, we have never been incomplete. But now, together, we are finally free to live as our whole, authentic selves. Put your left hand on your heart, my dears, right hand over that. Let's just let this stuff absorb. Let a tear out too, if you want to. I can, I'll do it. I'll do that. If it wants to come out, it needs to come out. In the true essence in me, I bow to the true essence in you. Friends, once more to be, from lifetime after lifetime of dealing with the pain, not knowing how to go about changing anything to the better, just dealing with the human limitations, divorces, not getting along. This is true essence time where all of that, as Yogananda says in his poem Samadhi, gone forever, fitful, flickering shadows of mortal memory. All mortal life, every memory you have is a dream. We're dreaming, my dears. We're dreaming the dream of suffering, but now we're dreaming the dream of awakening. So from essence to essence, we join together in our march, in our little sacred march to the light, which isn't a march outwardly. It's a retreat. It's a retreat back home where we all belong together. So happy, so free, so in love with love. And that's our eternal home. And that's our true purpose of why God even made creation in the first place, is for us to know that where we have come from is so beautiful. As Yogananda says, it's so divine that all the pain and suffering of lifetimes will be able to look back on and smile, even laugh at what an illusion that was once we are back home. So thank you. Thank you so much for showing up this morning and spending some extra time with us on Sacred Soul Sundays, my dear. I so appreciate it. Yeah, yeah, so appreciate it. Now what? Now what do we do? I almost went breathless. I swear to God, something hit me when everything stopped. Everything stopped. Everything stopped. I used to, I used to do so many weddings after I came out of the ashram, tons of weddings, and at the end, I'd always have before I pronounced them husband and wife. I would have everyone hold hands in their party, and then I was holding on to the hands of the bride and the groom. And I'd tell everybody, we're not going to let go until we all feel the divine love. We're not going to let go. We're going to feel divine love for this couple. The only thing that will really, really work for a beautiful lifetime relationship is that divine love. And I swear, we were sometimes 5-10 minutes before I pronounced them husband and wife. And the reason for that was until I got the nudge from spirit that everyone has at least attempted that in the crowd, we weren't going to budge. And when it seemed like there was a consensus in the crowd, and even with the couple, all of a sudden, my feet went right down to the center of the earth, and my head goes back like this. Oh God, now what do I do? Yeah, I got the message, but it always just grounded me like into the center of the earth every time I pronounced them. When I said, now it's time to pronounce them husband and wife. Before I said those words, I got the grounding, said those words, and that was the end of the ceremony. Yeah. So, how are you? Are you all okay? Are you all feeling okay? Yeah. Does anyone want to say a little something to your Soul Star friends? Not just me, but your Soul Star friends.
Doing well over here. Thank you.
What did you say? What did you
I
say?
just said we're doing well over here. Thank you.
Okay, good man.
Happy
Doing
Sunday.
good here too. Good to see everyone. So nice to be able to spend a little more time this morning. Thank you for the lovely meditation and for everyone for being here.
Thanks, Ash. Ash is just she's come out of well, she came to a yoga class. Tell that story quickly. Where you met me in that yoga class and years ago, years.
Oh, 25 years ago,
Yeah,
Tom.
what I did when I walked by you when you were in Savasana.
Yeah, well, we weren't quite in Shavasana, but I was in a
Oh,
yoga class, but very distracted. Yeah, very distracted. Are you talking about when you told me that uh I couldn't be in yoga. I couldn't be with the divine if I was somewhere else. Is that the story, Tom?
yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah,
So, Tom, I loved your style, and that was why I kept coming back. And I was 20s, and I thought, oh, cool, this is yoga too. I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna, you know, listen to this many little bits of nibbles, like you say, of truth throughout the class. And so I was in one. It was a small little studio up there, not where it is now. And we were all doing our thing. And I was so distracted thinking about a million other things. And Tom said to me, he goes, Beloved, why are you thinking about your grocery list? You could not make it out of the parking lot of this yoga class. You might not live. So be here now. And my 25-year-old self, or whatever, thought, oh my gosh, who is this guy? Like, he just told me I'm gonna die. I'm 25 years old. I can't die. Anyway, now here I am, all these years later. He's been my silent and vocal guru, although he never wants me to say that. But I am so grateful for every moment that I've been following along, just for the love ride. It's been so much fun, and now more than ever I feel very connected, even though you're all the way out in Georgia. Who knew, right?
Yeah.
For all those years that you were right here in Encinitas, and I know you're still here at SRF, and I feel you.
Yeah,
I feel you here,
that's awesome.
with all of us and with the ashram. And
Yeah,
yeah.
thank you, Ashley. I just, that's so sweet of a story. And, ever since when they asked me to be a minister in SRF as a monk, and I just almost right from the get-go, I guess it from come back from past lives of, I knew I was an orator before in my past life, talking outside and having a voice that just traveled so everyone could hear what I needed to share. I kind of felt that. And but anyway, I could look out into the people who come to the service, and if my eyes caught somebody, I could read them. I could read them, and I'd start talking to them. And so usually, generally after services that I led in SRF, anyway, people would come up and say, "Dang, how do you know that? How do you know that?" So this story with Ashley, I think I was walking around the room. I think when people were doing their poses and stuff, and you go to see if you can do adjustments or whatever. And I walked by her and I went, and I said, "Why are you thinking about your groceries?" Yeah, I just got the vibe. So that's kind of what happened there. Anyway, it's not that I can read minds, no, nothing like that. It's just that when the spirit is infused in me, then it just gives me insights that I don't even know I have. I don't claim to have any claim for them at all. It's just what happens when you allow, when you allow the spirit to have own you. I don't own myself anymore. Spirit does. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. We could go on for a long time, I think. Thank you for just soaking it up. Thank you for soaking it up. Love you all. We'll see you at 10. What is our hours? 10, 2, and 4? What are our Dr. Pepper hours? 10, 2, and 4? What did we decide on? Because I can go live now on this other platform and live and get you on those hours. And just we all come on the cell phones together.
I thought we decided 11, 4, and 8.
11, 4, and 8
Yeah.
Eastern time. Eastern time. 11, 4, and 8. So what is that, the Pacific time? Someone quick.
10, 2, and 4.
Well, is 4?
No, is it?
No, because that's not 8. 8 o'clock is 5.
Yeah, I think it's 8, 1, and 5, but I don't know. I can't recall.
Well, we
could do whatever we want, 10, 2,
know.
and 4, but then if we do it that way, which coast?
I know which
That's the
coast.
question.
I know. I want the Pacific people to be
Ever.
happy.
Well, we get together at 11
Right.
East Coast time, so we need to start with that one because we're already doing that.
Right. But it's not the joy of you just getting a call live at the hour, because we're going to be live online. you see.
So then the next one is 11 for us and 2 for you,
All right.
right? That would be the next one. So 2 on the East Coast. And then the next one after that would be 5 for us and 8 for you. All right, we should do it. There we go. So it's 11, 2, and 8 for you, Tom.
11, 2, and 8. So the 11 is our time together on meditation. All right. 11, 2, and 8.
Huh? So,
Yeah, you get a dinner break. I don't know why it's so spread out at the end, but that's what it works out,
Oh,
right?
all
If we
right.
do 5 at our time, it's 8 o'clock there.
Right, right.
But however, I mean, that was just based on the fact that
But
none of
that's a
us have
good
really
Pacific time,
decided.
right? 11, 2, and 5 is good for Pacific, right?
Sure. But the best thing is, Tom, if you go live, we'll see you. Then it can be whatever time you want it to be.
That's
And we'll
it.
say, oh, look, Tom's live. Let's say hi. Or
Okay,
we'll say, oh, Tom's live. I'm in a
that
movie.
might be a
I'll catch
surprise.
him next time.
I'm going to go live on that other platform and have your phones ringing off the hook, man.
Oh, gosh. We'll balance it out, Tom. We'll balance it out. I got to run. Bye, everyone. See you.
Bye. Bye, Ash. All right. We'll figure it out.
So this was based on the Dr. Pepper
Yeah.
philosophy
I know. 10, 2, and
10,
4.
2, and 4, which used to be on their label, of their drink.
I know. I
We
know.
purchased now 18 cases of Dr. Pepper that we are drinking at 10, 2, and 4. So we have a whole nother series of problems to deal with.
We're going to be Dr. Peppered out, man. Anyway, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, guys. Lynn, do you have a second thought? Whatever.
oh, for me, it would be nice to know ahead of time, just so I could plan my day so that in my day so that I know I get to take that break from whatever I'm doing.
Right? Right?
So, whatever the hours are, as long as we stick with them, then I can put it in my phone for a thing ahead of time so I know.
Well,
to-
I think the 10, 2, and 4. Let's stick with Dr. Pepper, man. Let's stick to 10, 2, and 4. And
And
I'll,
so
I'll-
East Coast or West Coast time.
huh?
10, 2, and 4 East Coast time or West Coast time?
I think West. 10, 2, and 4. So it would wait, so that'd be my time would be what, 10, 11, 12,
1,
1.
5, and 7.
Yeah, 1, 5, and 7. East, we could do that, couldn't we, Lynn? Us West Coasters? I mean, East Coasters?
Sure.
One. What are our times?
1, 5, and 7 on the East Coast
1, 5, and 7.
and 10, 2, and 4 on the West Coast.
And 10, 2, 4. I kind of like that. 1, usually I can spend to be available on 1. 5, I can do that. 7, I can do that. So I like that. 10, 2, and 4. And 1, 5, 7. We'll share it with the tribe and confirm it, but that feels pretty good to me. 10, 2, and 4. So I'll see you guys. I don't know if I'll start today, but at 1 o'clock you can expect a call.
I wanted to tell Sarah I'm going to be in the Encinitas area from April 2nd to 2 days after Easter. I want to see you in person and give you a hug and be with you.
Well, you have Ashley and Betsy
And that's
and
wonderful.
Todd as well to see there.
My doodles are barking.
Okay, all right, time to go. Mine are still asleep in my room.
Ben,
Oh, look.
I wanted to ask you about the tile work that you've done under the overpass on Santa Fe. I drove past them yesterday and I wanted to take a picture and put it up on the site showing your artwork. Which ones are they? You're muted.
You got muted again, Lynn.
They are the skateboarding ones.
Oh, got it.
But if you take my phone number down and send me a text
Uh-huh.
message, then I'll send you the picture of them.
Oh, great. Okay. All right, I'll do that.
Give me
And-
my
Hey, Lynn, make it 2. Send me those pictures.
Oh, okay. I will.
Tom at soulofyoga.com.
Okay. So do you have my phone number though, Sarah?
I think I do. It's in the chat. If not, I'll text you. I think I've got it.
How would you text me if you didn't have it?
Well, that's a very good question.
You have a pen? Just write it
Got it.
down.
Sure. I've got a pen.
760
Right.
845
Uh-huh.
6972.
Okay. Yeah, I think I saw everybody's phone number on the new meditation communication list connected with the other people. I think I saw members of our group. So well, I'll check on that. But thank you, because I'm really interested in, I've always wanted to, I'm sure I'm a little bit more artistic than I think, but I mostly think I'm autistic. So
Just-
I did a huge project at the Boys and Girls Club off of Encinitas Boulevard.
oh, I
for-
live right by it.
for
I
a
live
whole year. I got a grant from the Pasern Foundation in San Juan Capistrano, and I painted tiles twice a week, and we did. Oh, Tom, I'm going to send you the pictures too. You'll blow your mind. They're pictures of SRF and the flower fields, and they're all in tiles, and there are hundreds. There's thousands of tiles, and they are so spectacular. Sarah, go by and look, because
I
they're
will.
outside of the Boys and Girls Club, so they can see them as they walk in.
Nice, nice.
So for a whole year, I spent 2 afternoons a week painting
Oh,
tiles.
That's so
that's
beautiful.
great.
They're spectacular.
I look forward to seeing them.
Wow. There's a woman that is in SRF that is she does the stained glass a lot of her stuff is in SRF places. Her name's Carol Main. I'm just wondering if you know Carol Main. Yeah. Anyway, she does beautiful work too. It reminds me of her when you're talking. But yeah, send me those pictures. I want to see them all.
I'll send them over to you right now.
Love you
Okay.
both.
Okay.
Bye.
Love y'all.
Us too.
Love you.